My birthday is on Wednesday, and I will be doing the absolute least I have done for a birthday in years. I have been too sick to function for like 2 straight months. Post pneumonia, more stuff has happened. I was in the emergency room. I've been in doctor's office. It's been too much, and I'm just too exhausted to go all out or to do really anything at all. So I wanted to do a little throwback to my birthday last year when I did the absolute most. 1 year ago today, I was on a flight with a few friends to go spend some time in Italy, England, and Ireland for my birthday and one of my best friend's birthdays. And I had to pay extra baggage fees on the way back because I bought 30 books while I was over there. You can't see them, they're on the ground now, but 30 books because I have no sense of self-control at all. Clearly. Clearly. Also, I want to highlight a few of the bookstores that I went to when I was over there, especially some of these smaller ones because they deserve their names shouted from the mountaintops. So here's a little 1-year-old Europe book haul.
Hello? Hello? Can anybody hear my voice? Anybody out there? Anybody hears me, please respond.
On my actual birthday, which is May 15th, if anyone's curious, it's May 15th. On my actual birthday, I was in southern Italy, but as my birthday present to myself, I ordered 9 books from Waterstones in the UK. So technically, these didn't come back with me in my suitcase, but that they were ordered from Europe while I was in Europe. So it counts. And I'm gonna go through all of these pretty quickly because technically you've seen all these books in the every book that I own 800 books video. So I'm just gonna kind of, I'm gonna make it fast and fun. So Waterstones haul. The First 15 Lives of Harry August, Lost Boy, Lonely Castle in the Mirror, Nettle and Bone, Our Wives Under the Sea, Clytemnestra, All the Lovers in the Night, The Book That Wouldn't Burn, and The Last Tale of the Flower Bride. And then as we left Italy, I accidentally permanently borrowed a book from our Airbnb. I took it to the beach one of the days that we were there, and then I accidentally left it inside of my beach bag when we were packing up. So, oranges are not the only fruit is now mine forever. Sorry. I don't condone that. It was an accident. Also, that Airbnb was the most beautiful place ever. It was so, oh God, it was so gorgeous. We left Italy, flew to England, and drove out to spend a few days in the Cotswolds in an area that can only be described as a surreal, magical fairyland. I don't know if I'm putting videos up over my face now, or if I'm putting them to the side, or if I'm covering the whole screen, but you're seeing what I experienced, and it was unreal. It was absolutely unreal. And on the last day in the Cotswolds, I hit Waterstones again, but in person this time in Cirencester. And I promise this is the last big chain bookstore. From here on out, it's all independent local bookstores. From Waterstones in person, I got Go as a River, Night Walking, and The Bleeding Tree. So after a few days in the countryside, we went back to London, I fed some squirrels, and then I picked up 3 books from Hatchard's, right in the middle of Piccadilly. I got The Yellow Wallpaper, A Month in the Country, and The Mermaid of Black Conch. Hatchard's is absolutely massive. It's 5 stories, and it's been in business since 1797, which makes it the oldest bookstore in all of the UK. And if I hadn't been with 3 non-readers who got grumpy within the first 5 minutes of being in a bookstore, I would have spent literally all day inside Hatchard's. Then it was back to the airport, and for some reason, I decided to pick up Ready Player One from the airport bookstore. I don't know why that was my decision, but it was. And then everyone else went home, and it was just me and one of my best friends left, and we finally made it to Ireland, which, if I haven't spoken about it enough in other videos, it's one of my favorite places on the planet. And whenever I go, I rent a car and just drive in a huge circle around the entire island so that I could see absolutely everything. So the first bookshop stop was at a bookshop called The Bookshop in Westport on the west side of the island. We were on our way to Keem Beach on, I'm not gonna pronounce it right, Achill Island? It's spelled Achill Island. It's where they filmed The Banshees of Inisherin, which is one of my favorite movies. And we popped into this really cute little place called The Bookshop, where I bought 6 books. An Irish Atlantic Rainforest, Foster and Small Things Like These, Beautiful Days. And then I picked up 2 poetry books by local Irish poets, which I still haven't read yet, but I'm excited to at some point. One of them is called, Before Rain by Ger Righty? I didn't pronounce that right. I know that I didn't. And the other one is called Eat or We Both Starve by Victoria Kenefick. And they look great. I'm excited to read them. It's been a year and I haven't, but that's not crazy for me. Then we made it to Galway, where we stayed in an Airbnb that came with a few pet cows. And if I'm being honest, looking back on these photos and videos made me cry like a little baby, because I cannot believe that I willingly left this place and came back to the United States of America. Like right now I could still be running around through fields, petting cows, wandering, and yet I'm here, dealing with the American health system. While we were in Galway, we went to this sick little bookshop called Bell Book and Candle, where I picked up 3 books, including the coolest editions of Alice in Wonderland and Animal Farm that I've ever seen. And also a book called My Family and Other Animals by Gerald Durrell, which is, it's a series. It's about this man's life and his travels and the wildlife that he encounters. Oh my god. And I just found little postcards that I bought in Ireland that I forgot about. That was very cute. Okay, I'm sad again. By the way, if you are ever driving around Ireland and you're on your way from Westport to Galway or Galway to Westport, whatever direction you're heading, do yourself a favor and stop into My Little Flower Coffee and get yourself literally the best cup of chai that you'll ever have in your entire life. Ever. You're welcome. After driving around the Dingle Peninsula and then playing with baby lambs, we stopped into the Dungeon Bookshop in Killarney, where I got 3 books, 2 of which being the most insane finds I've ever found. I got Pachinko, but then I also got these 2 little books that are basically Lost fan fiction. And if you know anything about me, Lost is my favorite show on the planet. It will always be I will never love another show more than I love Lost. So for me to find these 2, they're basically published fan fictions of Lost was insane. They barely seem to be real books. And I found out that there was a 3rd one in the series that wasn't at this bookshop. So I ordered it off of whatever obscure website I found it on. I don't remember. But now I have all 3. And the next day we drove through Kenmare and stopped at the Kenmare bookshop, where I grabbed just 1 book, The Island of Dr. Moreau and Other Stories by H.G. Wells, because they were having like a 50% off all classics sale. And then we went swimming. We met a baby horse. We watched the sunset from the dairy farm we were staying on. We picked up some hitchhikers and we kept driving. And I need to give an honorary mention to my favorite bookstore that I have ever been to in the world thus far, which is Prim's Bookshop / Bibliotherapy in Kinsale. I didn't make it to Kinsale on last year's trip, but if any of you ever go, please do not skip Prim's. There is a shop dog and there's a door in the back that just drops you out into a cave with water pouring down the walls, because the whole bookstore is built into a natural cave system. And that was all 30-ish books that I got from Italy, England, and Ireland last year. and the 7-ish beautiful bookshops that they came from. If you're ever in these countries, in these towns, hopefully you've written these down so you can pop in and find some of the same magic that I did. Meanwhile, I'll be counting down the days until I'm able to be back in Ireland, holding lambs and eating fish and chips and staying in haunted castles and meeting strangers and singing in pubs. If the Ireland Tourism Board happens to watch this video and you're looking for a small creator to start a sponsor partnership with, I'd do anything. I would sell my soul. I won't beg on camera, that's not a good look, but I'll beg in person if you'll have me. Anyway, that's all. That's all. That's all 30 books. That's all the bookshops. That's me begging Ireland to pay me to come out there. Anyway, thank you so much for being here. Again, it's my birthday on Wednesday, May 15th. There will be a video out on that day and you're legally obligated to watch it. And I'm just, you know, I'm happy I get to celebrate with you. So if you can hear me, if you can read the subtitles, if you've been, I wonder how many of you have been here for, we're almost at 2 months. We've almost hit 2 months on YouTube, which is crazy. It's been a really crazy 2 months. Wait, I interrupted myself in the middle of the outro. If you can hear me, if you can read the subtitles, I love you very, very, very much. Thank you for being here, and I hope I see you very, very, very soon. Bye. Oh my god. So many. Waterstones. Waterstones haul. And we picked up some small creator to start a partnership with. Murphy. I think this might be a fast one. Why do I keep saying that? I keep saying that and it's never actually a fast one. I'm not including any of this. We're done here. We're done.